The Houston Cougars and the Florida Gators play for the national championship Monday night. I've got your best bet for the game right here. What's up, everybody? Glad to be with you here. Welcome to the jungle. I hope you're as excited for the Monday night national championship game between Houston and Florida as I am. Man, these two teams have been awesome all season long, and I got to tell you, all season long, they've been my two top teams. I've gone back and forth on who I think will win the national championship, and here we are. I have to pick a side, and I've been very good capping both these teams all season, as you can see right here. I'm 6-1 on Florida Gators games this year. I'm 6-3 on Houston Cougars games this year. It's time to pick a side. Now, the over-under in this game is set at 140.5. And every single game that Florida has played this season has gone over that total. Every single one. 80% of the games that Houston played has gone under that total of 140.5. Florida likes to play fast. They're the 8th highest scoring team in college basketball. Houston wants to slow things down. They don't run. They play a half-court style offense, and they play smothering defense. They can score when they have to. Don't get me wrong. They're the third best three-point shooting team in the country. They just prefer to slow things down, play defense, and grind it out on both sides of the floor. They have the number one defense in the country, allowing only 58.1 points a game. By comparison, Florida allows 68.2 points a game. Since November 30th of 2024, Houston has only lost one game. One game. And it was by 1 point to Texas Tech, a team who almost knocked Florida out of the Elite Eight. We've constantly heard over the last 20 games or so that every team Houston plays scores too much for them or is too big for them, but all Houston does is keep on winning. You know, Florida has been taken to the brink of this tournament many times. They, a 2-point loss to UConn, they came back, and credit to come back and win, of course. That's valuable all by itself. But a 2-point loss to UConn, they had to come back and win in the end. Texas Tech, comeback win, and of course Auburn, they had to come back from down 11. They've needed miraculous last-minute scoring and three-pointers from Walter Clayton Jr. to do that. Walter Clayton Jr. is awesome. But those three-pointers and those drives to the lane that he's enjoyed so much in this tournament will not come as easily against the boa constrictor-style defense that Houston plays. Just ask Duke's point guard Tyrese Proctor, who went 2 for 8 against Houston and shot 0 for 4 from 3 after lighting the scoreboard up from the three-point line all tournament. This calendar year, Florida has losses to Missouri, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Tennessee is kind of a poor man's Houston with a good defense, not as good as Houston's, and not as good of a shooting team or scoring team as Houston. These losses that they've had and living on the edge in the tournament, you don't know what you're buying with Florida. You don't know what you're getting, and I like to know what I'm getting, what I'm buying with my money. Florida has big forwards, but not as long as Duke's, and that was supposed to be a problem. And Houston has handled this with their physicality every single game when teams are supposed to be better than them on the glass. Gonzaga was supposed to beat them. Duke was supposed to beat them. So was BYU. But Florida is supposed to beat them now too. The public thinks so. Florida has not played Houston this year. In fact, they didn't play them in 2023 either. And you can't simulate in practice the way that Houston plays, the physicality, the way they dominate the offensive boards, the 60-second possessions with those offensive rebounds, the screen traps, contested shots. I can go on and on. And as I said about Duke, and it was true, and those who listened made some money with me, it seemed like boys playing against men. Well, I look at the good forwards of Haug and Condon, and they're good players, they're sophomores, but I get the same vibe. This is going to be a game of boys against men, as good as Florida is. Now, of course, Houston won't blow them out. That's crazy to think that. It's a great skill team, like Duke, of boys, against a physical, best defensive team in the country who can score in Houston. According to thespread.com, which analyzes every sports book that there is in the country, the time I'm filming this video at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, 64% of the public is on Florida, and that's just the way I like it. I'll take the Houston Cougars on the money line to win the national championship Monday. But I'd like to know your thoughts on my analysis and also who you like to win this game in the comment section. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with a little more money in your pocket.